come outside and put this feet in the dirt, man. Spence, what up?
What's going on, man? How you been?
Man, amazing, man.
It's great. It's great.
Just chilling out, man. Chilling out.
Yeah. Nice Sunday morning.
Oh man, it's
birds is chirping. Hi, neighbors.
Sure.
Yeah, so I want to start so yesterday we went out to Long Branch, New Jersey. So I've never been to this beach area before. I don't know if anybody has.
No, I've never been out there.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yo,
Heard it's real nice over there.
Listen, I've been a lot of places, and the wealth that I've seen out there was beyond. Like, if you get a chance, just go on to Zillow and search Long Branch, New Jersey. And listen, don't put no maximum amount on the on the joint, because it'll go past 25 million easy. And the wild part about the prices that I saw in the houses was those weren't even the oceanfront homes. I have never seen real estate like this in my life before. You know what I'm saying? Like Miami, Star Island, nope.
What?
California, LA, nope. No. Here's the wild part about it. As I'm driving through, we running into mad Jewish synagogues. They own the entire Long Branch. They're riding bikes with suits on, so they look like they were all just coming out of church. These guys are on the beach, full dress. So it's crazy because the address that they initially gave, so it's a birthday party for my one of my daughter's classmates. Let me start back up again. Hey guys, listen. So I went to Long Branch, New Jersey yesterday to a beach for a birthday party for my daughter. The address that they gave us had us kind of cut through a residential area. I know for a fact that if she would have gave us the correct address, we probably would have went that way, right? So it was meant for a reason. So we're cutting through these neighborhoods, and I'm like, wait a minute. My wife is driving, so I'm like, hold on, slow down, yo. These houses, these mansions were like nothing I've ever seen before. I'm telling you this, and trust me, I know real estate, and I know I got a high level of just appreciation for like high-end real estate. I have never in my life seen so many properties like I seen in Long Branch. So when you look at Long Branch, there's probably a bunch of little towns next to it. So we might have ran through like 4 or 5 towns as we were driving, but I'm just calling the whole thing Long Branch Beach. And it was only an hour and a half from where we live, which is normally you go to Ocean City from here, it's like 2.5 hours. And then if you go to Delaware, like Rehoboth Beach, that's another 2 hours. So I don't like the Jersey Shore side of things. That shit like ride playland. If anybody knows, you know, that situation. It's just commercialized. What you got?
Not to cut you off, Steve, but I know what you're talking about. I've been to Long Branch. Them houses are crazy,
bro.
Those houses are crazy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Understand it. So here's why I'm jarred up this morning, right? Because I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, yo, why the fuck does this not trickle to us? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they enjoying this shit like this? Right? So automatically go to like, yo, these guys own everything. You know, so then my wife would say, yo, you know what? Because they were oppressed, they're now oppressors. So that shit don't happen to them again. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers made sure when they came here that this shit, that Nazi shit that happened to them will never happen again. And then what they did was they did the exact same, they're doing the exact same thing to us now. So as I'm driving through this fucking neighborhood, I could appreciate clearly the surroundings, right? It's a wild beach town, man. I mean, absolutely wild. Normally when you go to a broad walk on these beaches, it's usually uber bullshit, right? Just games and, you know, printed t-shirts. Yo, this thing was super high-end and clean. Everything was brand new. You know what I'm saying? High-end luxury condos. I didn't even take pictures. This is how like enamored I was with the shit just by looking at it, right? So now I'm thinking about this shit. So then I go to Zillow and I'm looking at the pricing. So then nothing was showing up. So I'm like, yo, they're not even selling these homes. But that's weird because I'm like, there's got to be something. So I went to sold homes to see how much the properties were selling for, but realized I had a filter on because I was looking for lakes.
Mhm.
So once I took that off, I seen the pricing, and the pricing was like 25 M's, 15 M's. And I'm talking about maybe a good half mile from waterfront. So now we're driving down waterfront, and then you got waterfront on one side, and then you got some other homes on the other side. So waterfront got to be going for like 50 million. Like easy, the shit that I see, because these are not regular homes either. Right? These people are demolishing whatever was there. Because you go to a lot of beach towns, there's a lot of old condo buildings and
Yeah.
smaller structures. No, even when we first started driving through, before we got the Long Branch, there was these small, like ranch style, single living, but they were long, just one floor. For me, any house that I walk into, that once you walk in, if you could see the backyard, or if you could see the back, that's my type of house, because it's just open at that point. So I'm even looking at these small ones. They might have been no more than like 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, but then they started to modernize them. Right. So now they're just doing sick upgrades. So anyway, I say that to say, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all of them. There's not a lot of black people at the beach either. Right. You'll see some Hispanics and stuff like that. But for the most part, the side that we went on initially before we went to the party side was more, that was more of a public side. The other side was a little more low key. And I'm just seeing all these Jews, and they got their full garbs on and everything. And listen, there's nothing against these guys at all. You know what I'm saying? That I got friends that are Jews, and this is Hasidic Jews now, right?
Mhm.
There's a difference, right?
Big difference.
Right? There's a difference. I've done business with Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn on certain things. I know how these guys move. I never really associated them with like that uber wealth before. You know what I'm saying? Even though we do have Fitz, you from out here, so Penn Valley is they're heavy out there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But bro, and if I'm blown away. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, with all this beachfront, how the fuck haven't we established something ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come we don't have a pocket, even if it's like 5,000 feet of just beachfront, and then we're able to control that, some properties, and then we can kind of go in and build in, because I can't see this all being like not available to us. You know what I'm saying? Having to buy 50 million from somebody is one thing. And I'll be honest, I think even if you threw your hat in the ring to try to buy one of these properties, I don't think they're gonna sell it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because if I know anything about these guys, if a Jew is selling you something, you do not want it. You know what I'm saying? They will take the squeeze out of that shit. First thing I learned from these guys when I used to do business with them in Brooklyn, you do not buy anything from these guys, because once you do, just know that you're not getting what you think you get. It's done. It's not the right price. It's not the right, something's going on. So, and those are equity plays. Like when you have a beach house like that, you do not by no means put that house on the market.
On the market either.
Right. So the whole time that I'm out there, I'm just like, mind you, I get to the beach and I'm enjoying myself. But yeah, I'm still like in shock just thinking about it. So that fast forwards us to like, yo, we just gotta get our shit together. This shit is like bullshit out here, bro. These people, I don't know what they talking about with recession, with the next Great Depression, but it fucking was not in Long Branch. They are getting that money. Period. So then they got me thinking of like blockchain. So I'm having this conversation with my wife on the way back, because I'm still kind of, she's still learning the situation. Super smart, but you gotta say the right things for her to connect the dots, like all the words line up. So she's starting to finally get like why I press so much on this blockchain, this decentralization, this creating new infrastructures, right? So the other day there was an article, I'm at the bombing. MailChimp, which is the email system that people use when you have like an email list and you kind of send out newsletters and stuff like that. And there's a slew of other companies, but they decided to close down accounts of anybody that was advertising crypto. So Champ and I have a MailChimp account, and we have a crypto mailing list, but we haven't sent anything literally in like months, right? And probably for good reason. So we're also doing something on the real estate side in New York now, and we're utilizing that list. So when I found out about the MailChimp situation, it's like, I cannot send anything crypto right now. So what they did was they started to cancel accounts right? For anybody that's advertising crypto. So if anybody knows, we push Decrypt really hard. So Decrypt is where we get one of the sources we get our news source from. And Decrypt was in the article because they were like, they canceled their MailChimp account. But what was wild about, and Decrypt is just news. They're not selling you product. They don't push anything. That's why I like it, because it's just it's just raw. It ain't like they're screaming it to sell you something, right? That's how I feel. So Decrypt was like, the worst part about what they did was you can't even get access to the email list right now, right? So you take all this time to build a list, and if you don't do a backup of it, they literally have ownership of it. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for these social media sites, like all this content we shoot that lives on YouTube and everything. Anytime they decide to like take it from you, you don't get it back. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the big things that came up this week. So now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, well, we know it's not about the safety of individuals, because if only 4% of the population is invested in crypto, who the fuck are they protecting from cryptocurrency? Bro, this is it. We've been saying it, but I'm telling you that I'm getting signs closer and closer to really realizing how big this thing really is going to be. They are hell bent on suppressing the information. So Library, the other day, I gave y'all the situation with Library. Listen, you cannot find much about this case. Like, you have to really go digging to realize this. So you figure in the world of cryptocurrency, we don't know that Library is going through this lawsuit right now. And Champ, as much as he does, I connected. He's like, yo, I had no clue.
I had no clue about Library. Yeah.
Right. And the only reason that we had a clue about XRP was only because we're XRP holders from day one. But outside of that, people that don't know XRP don't really know the SEC, don't really care to know what's happening. Right. So now there's this fight over securities. So I said, you know what? Let me see the parallel between where we're at today, right, and where we were at in 1929 with the Great Depression. And guys, I'm telling you, start going down that rabbit hole. We're looking at what happened during the Great Depression. It's the mirror image of where we're at today, right? And I feel today there should be no excuse to sidestep the bullshit, because we have access to more data. So what did they do? So now so yesterday too, and even thinking about the XRP situation, you guys were buying XRP from the ledger, right? And then I said, Champ, yo, go in there and check that ledger situation, because I'd only use my ledger to store. I don't want to buy shit that way. You know, so I see all the KYCs they're asking for, and I'm telling y'all, listen, if you did the KYC on ledger, go buy another ledger, transfer your shit over, and just chill out. You know what I'm saying? Do not put no KYC inside no ledger, right? So now that's one. The second part of it is, now that I get to thinking, I'm like, okay, now you look at the gold standard back in those days. What did the government do? Roosevelt, he's like, yo, these guys, bank runs started to happen. Bank runs are happening all over the world. Champ's been showing you the shit. People are going into the banks with AKs, I my bread, right? This is happening everywhere. I just posted something yesterday with another country that's going through this similar thing, and the energy prices are up, and governments, like, they don't know what to do at this point, right? Citizens have no money in this particular country. So now I'm looking at the state of the United States. So we're like, all right, cool. These bank runs are happening. The banks cannot give the money out. And the same thing happened during the the Great Depression. People had gold. We were on the gold standard. They went around, they changed the law. They said, listen, you got X amount of days, you got to trade in your gold, and they were giving you a certain dollar per ounce. So if you're telling me that you're gonna take something valuable from me to give me a fiat that's actually failing at a high rate, that's not a deal at the end of the day. So the US is doing what now? They're stockpiling gold, right? Only to come off the gold standard in the next administration after that. You see the scam in this? So where am I going with this? Yo, what they gonna do to our crypto? And I put an investor, institutional guy who just mentioned that these guys are anti-crypto because they said, listen, you guys don't understand what the government's going to do with this. They're going to be able to poach it out the air. So a couple months ago, when that Russian war started, I said, yo, watch, don't pay attention to all these bombs dropping and the shit looking crazy out there. That ain't got nothing to do with this. start looking at the process that they're putting in place to squeeze these people. So Visa, MasterCard took them off the network. American Express took them off. These are Russian oligarchs now. These are billionaires in the world. They don't look like us, guys, right? They do not look like us. They look similar. So if they're able to take people off of a banking system, Coinbase, yeah, no problem. We'll block all Russian accounts, right? And then you seen Kraken CEO, who's from Germany, was like, well, then we'll block all United States accounts first for war crimes created against the world. So I'm like, okay, this guy's going to be in court soon. This guy's in court now, right? SEC investigation. So when I gave library a couple weeks ago, I'm like, you know what, for the price of this, and when you start to look at the project, I'm like, this project's solid. It's a solid project, right? I was like, yo, line up, let's buy. Yo, it got delisted the other day, right? When you go to, and Hotbit, I used to buy from Hotbit. So when you go to Hotbit, they have a message there, Hotbit shut down. So they basically said their reason for it is they had some people within the company that got caught up in some stuff and they got to shut down. But I'm just like, but that don't make no sense because Coinbase is in the same boat. What's the other company? The NFT marketplace. OpenSea, same shit. Insider trading, OpenSea's doing the most. OpenSea you can still purchase from today, right? So we're not talking about protecting us. We don't need no protection. We know this shit is the wild, wild west. We signed this agreement when we came in here to know that we can make a lot of money or we could lose a lot of money, right? So now I'm thinking even more. My head is spinning. So I'm like, they don't want us to have this crypto shit, right? They do not want us to have this crypto shit. So what are they going to do? I'm telling you, by the end of the year, this is exactly what they're going to do. When these bank runs start happening and people start to move their money into Bitcoin and crypto and all that stuff, you're gonna see a major shift in shit that's going to happen. First thing they're going to do is they're going to bring these guys into court, Bitcoin included, right? So people are asking like, yo, how are they going to bring Bitcoin into court? Just watch, because they're parading it. So now you go and you watch Kramer and all these guys. CNBC Champ posted it the other day. Yeah, he's like, yeah, buy that Ethereum, bro. That's JP Morgan Chase behind the situation. I've been waiting 2 years for this 2.0. I even got to a point where I got the heavy position in Ethereum liquidated. They did this on purpose. I know that for a fact. They did this on purpose. This whole bank run, this crypto, I'll call it the crypto bank run, right? This liquidity crisis. They knew this shit was happening already, but look at the timing of it. So you telling me all this shit happens, then all of a sudden ETH is the one. And then all of a sudden 2.0 is about to be released. Vitaly doesn't have no ownership in this shit no more. Period. So he's got no power. It's done. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna run that bag up, and I don't give a fuck. I'll just miss it. They're gonna run that bag up, and then it's gonna come down to his knees, at some point. At this point right now, those guys are doing the same thing the bad actors did, right? They're going to pump a particular market, a particular project, knowing that that's not the project, period. But the reason that they like Bitcoin and the reason that they would go to Ethereum and not XRP is because of the centralization part of it. Whether it's proof of work, and Champ's already told you, or proof of stake, you can still, it's still centralized, right? Because if they can get enough validators, if they can get enough miners, they can control everything in the system. So the world has already, the powers to be in the world have already stated that it cannot be those two, right? Because then that means that these guys are going to be swinging hammers. China, Russia, everybody will be in on this situation. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has big wealth. Okay, so now I'm going down the hole even more. BRICS Nation comes out. They're starting to get people in. So my family being from Haiti, I'm first generation Haitian American. I talked to my mom the other day. She always asks about Bitcoin, right? I'm just like, Mom, it's not Bitcoin, but crypto's here. Cool. So then I'm like, did they ever find out? Because my mom was friends and her husband were actually business partners with the president of Haiti that got killed. At the time, they weren't business partners. They had, split apart once he became president. So I was like, did you guys ever find out like what happened to Jovenel was his name? And she was like, people kind of know there was a lot of names attached to it, but she was like, it could be the Americans. So I'm like, wait a minute, tell me more. And she was like, right before he got assassinated, they were in talks with Russia to open a embassy in Haiti.
Yeah.
Haiti's going to BRICS Nation.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that BRICS Plus is real.
Right. So then I asked my mom, like, there's gold in Haiti? She was like, wow, there's a lot of gold in Haiti. I'm like, oh my God. Right. That would have been the thing, a catalyst to really catapult this country to where it's at. I've been there a few times as an adult with this mind frame. When you go out there, the Clintons owned the mango trade. So when Bill Clinton and them when that last earthquake happened, they put Bill Clinton in charge of like $5 billion or some shit. Right. So what them cronies do, they put Hillary Clinton's brother is a gold miner now. This guy never mined gold before, but he's mining gold in Haiti. I'm connecting the dots now with BRICS and the assassination and everything else. So all the Clintons are in position out there. You know, every bit of mango that comes out of Haiti that's exported is controlled by the Clintons.
By the Clintons.
With Dole and everything. And Haiti has the most variations of mango in the world. Like nobody, I think it's like 17 or 18 different types of mangoes. Shit that y'all don't even know that's never hit the United States. When you go out there, them shits is falling from the street. It's just too much of it. So these people go out here, and not only them, but the Saudis, everybody owns oceanfront out there in beachfront in Haiti, right? And I'm looking at the whole shit, and I'm like, wait a minute, who owns this? And it's like, they don't own any part of their land. So now I see heavy machinery in certain places. And they're like, oh, that's the Dominicans. You know, they're mining for minerals, right? Haiti they don't have the education to know, one, how to do it, and two, what the value of the stuff is. So they don't know how good their land is, right? So now I see Asians there, right? The Syrians own the border. The Syrians own, they in exchange for food and grocery stores, they came in and they bartered and they own the border in Haiti, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I'm staying in the hotels where these guys are staying and I'm paying the fuck attention. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this ain't right, right? So, okay, cool. Yeah, eating off the land. Here's the crazy part. When China comes after the earthquake, they come bearing gifts, right? They want to give rice. Bro, we grow our own rice. Like there's so much rice out there. So they come in and they give rice, but in exchange, they want the land. So now they're digging for minerals, right? And you start to realize like, yo, how mineral rich that country is, and they don't even realize what's happening because they done sold it to everybody that comes in the form of aid and humanitarian, right? So a couple of years ago, Trump said, yo, I want to buy Greenland. Nobody really knew why. Well, maybe people knew why, but us as common people, I wasn't paying that nigga no mind. Greenland. I'm like, nobody even lives there. Now look what happens. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos have just donated. Well, not donated, but there's a company called Cobalt that is out there in Greenland right now because the ice caps are melting. They're starting to see that there's minerals, copper, everything to make hundreds of millions of electric cars is in Greenland. And it's a race for these billionaires to find ownership in the shit, right? So watch this game, guys. Now everything is going back to minerals. Now what the United States can't do right now is they can't invade countries like they normally do, right? So when they put Obama in as president for 2 terms, his only job was to open up talks and trades to Africa. It was the first president that was able to crack that. None of these other white presidents were able to penetrate Africa the way Obama was. That was his world mandate at the end of the day. And on top of it, you got to hear, well, no, there's opportunity here. You have a black president. Nah, they wasn't doing us no fucking favor. I don't even want to be president. So that shit don't mean nothing to me. Right. So follow this. You know what I mean? Look at all these countries with all these resources. So now the United States really can't. So Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein, we're doing the exact same thing that Russia and China are doing now on the recruitment scale. But what was the difference between the two? You could blow them dudes away, right? But what's the difference now? You can't go to war with China and Russia at the same time. You can't even do it. It's not even good for the world if you did it individually.
Right.
Right. So now it's time for expansion. Right. These guys are expanding. We can't expand. What we're going to expand into, taking out Canada. That's not in our interest, our best interest. Right. So as you see Russia expanding to bring things together, that's the only country in the world that wasn't.
Mute up, y'all.
If you listen to Putin, he's more like, and he's been telling these African countries, do not let these white people in here. You know what I'm saying? You guys have your own. So you got to kind of look at it for what it is, right? We so hell bent on and mind you, listen, it's a terrible system within those countries, but there
Mhm.
are parts of what these guys talk about where it's just like they're not letting, you know, these families here infiltrate, because this is what it's all about. It's just one world order, right? They just want to be able to create that one currency and control the whole entire world. And then, you know, when they bomb you, they bring you into their banking system. You know, so but Putin was the guy that's never played it. China's not playing that shit. And you're seeing everything happening on the world scale right now. So when
Mhm.
I talked about the financial revolution, and go back to the first 5-hour video when I broke down the entire thing, is from 2023 to 22, well, 2022, and then up to 2025. You know, because Champ was like, yo, why is this taking so long? And I said it again. I hate to sound like I'm on repeat, but either way, there's a financial revolution that's about to happen. So what do you mean by that? So for every world currency that's ever collapsed, and this is history tells you this is 100% of them, except for the United States, have collapsed. There's a time of turmoil, right? Where they have to shut something down and put a new situation in. But in order to do so, you can't have people pulling the money out the economy at that point, right? That you got to have them keep it in there so they can, you know, kind of do what they do and then transfer things over. So when I say that, I'm just like, so if you have $1 million in your bank right now, literally in the United States, I feel when this new reset comes, you're going to lose. You're already losing value now,
Mhm.
right? So you think that they're going to pay you, they're going to peg it 1 for 1 when they bring this new situation up to the gold, because they have to go to the gold standard. We have to go to the gold standard. It is impossible to keep printing money, right? So now it's going to be a fight for minerals. So if Bezos and Bill Gates and Donald Trump are going after Greenland, you don't, and Greenland's owned by Denmark. You don't think there's any other country. So what would stop Russia from invading Denmark and then taking over Greenland?
Mhm.
Right? You see where I'm going with this? So I'm just telling y'all that we got to figure out a way to really protect this crypto situation, because it is that easy to go to a blockchain. And mind you, you're going to start buying crypto from banks, right? So when you have federal cases and all that other stuff, I had a friend who caught a charge out of state, and the state police went to the bank, not even with no paperwork, right? Not even with no real court subpoena or nothing. And they took the money out of his account during his case. And there was nothing he could do. So you telling me with the digital aspect that just allows you to just press a button, right? That this thing won't start happening. You know what I'm saying? So Champ and I came up with Champ with a couple different ways to buy off exchanges. So we're putting that package together. Anybody that's part of the 1% that signed up, once we launch it, you're gonna have access to that. Anybody who didn't, we're not pushing you to sign up for it, but we're just telling you that we're gonna put another little small package together to show you guys, because I truly believe that, especially with the XRP, you're going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to buy it. I don't care if they tell you there's 6 billion sitting on the exchanges. If the exchanges are closing down, then what's happening to the 6 billion XRP? Where are you going to be able to buy it? We cannot buy over the counter the way that these guys buy.
Straight up.
You're not going to be able to buy it. So as we waiting for this price hike, I woke up this morning and I got myself and I got Champ some XRP, period. I'm not waiting for 20 cents. I'm not waiting for 17. I'm just buying as we have.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, China invade Taiwan is over. You know that they control the chips.
The chips, yeah.
They
Yep.
will have us pegging. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know. So when and again, I don't fuck with Trump, but when you just look at a business mind that can see something, that can see a bad deal, because he knows bad deals. Why does he know bad deals? Because he gives out bad deals. Right? It takes one to know one. So when he got in with this separation, right, and those sanctions, it was needed because he's seen a bad deal all over the board. And it's like, no, we don't do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of fact that we probably really need to break away from these dudes, if not drop something on them. You know what I mean? Just to say, yo, that's a test. The next one is a wrap. You know, so you got a country over here that's pulling out threats after Nancy Pelosi goes over there and said within 41, they threatened to shoot her plane down. And then they say it only take us 48 hours to take over Taiwan. I'm like, oh, right? And then they do this whole military show to show strength in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. We got a demented ass nigga in a situation. And listen, they're not gonna fuck with each other. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And even Putin said, he's like, yo, it's not in anybody's best interest for US and Russia to go to war. And nobody wins. So the warfare is different now. It's cyber. You know what I'm saying? It's strategic. You know, they're doing their expansion. Remember, they had that shit anyway. They had it anyway. They just coming back for it. So whatever. So now we here with this XRP situation. So when you start I'm just telling you guys, start to research the Great Depression, start to research the financial collapse. So when they went ahead and took the gold from people. So what I'm calling gold, I'm calling XRP.
XRP.
Guys, there's more coins to be found. So what happens when they keep the rules vague and they say, you know what, anybody that's holding crypto from 2008 to present time is considered a security, and you go to jail for 10 years. This is what they told people with gold. Like, if you didn't trade that shit in for the price that they were giving you, they catch you with it, they hit you with double the fine. So if we got $100,000 in crypto, we got to pay 200 in fine, and then we're facing 10 years in jail, right? So you can have it. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna play this game with these guys. Not gonna fight it. I'll keep a little bit in a tuck in a ledger somewhere. But if you keep giving your information to these cold storage wallets, and the ledger is sometimes what I use for cold storage wallets, so I'll correct myself. I'll keep the stuff in some cold storage wallets, right? So now I'm going to look for more cold storage wallets, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they can attack all of those infrastructures. So now you start to see anybody that's associated with an open case with the SEC that's selling that particular security, because when they did the XRP thing, they didn't have to sue those companies. Those companies are just like, yo, we're done. We're delisting the XRP. But when you look at Coinbase, you're still able to hold your XRP over there. So you could exchange. So I'm like, but that don't make no sense. These guys just really want to confiscate crypto. This is why all this stuff is happening. All that staking stuff and all that, this wasn't nothing more than a confiscation situation. It wasn't about it wasn't about not being liquid so much. Because how are you not liquid? How are you not liquid? We came into it with cash, right? You made a certain amount. At what point did it go bad? Right? Wrap ETH was what created the shit. So now you telling me that this 2.0, the very thing that broke the industry, that's ran by JP Morgan, broke the entire industry, and now all of a sudden they're the saving grace, and they're like, oh yeah, people will be able to stake now. Okay, go ahead and stake on ETH.
Not your
Go ahead and
keys.
stake on ETH. Not your keys, not your cheese. So what I'm telling you is they're gonna pump this shit up. They're gonna have people, you know, YOLOing into it, because it's the first time in history that you're hearing these guys saying that they're associated with a project, right? Blackstone buying this one buying that one, FTX, you know, buying Celsius. Like, you're seeing the players come about in its expansion within the industry. So when it goes back to staking again, if staking didn't work before and there was no regulation, why would staking work when ETH goes 2.0 this week or next week, whenever they say?
All dog and pony.
Yo, they set y'all up for failure. And here's the thing: when you stake, they're gonna give you like a 1-year minimum on it. That's their ETH. So y'all motherfuckers better get this run and sell it. I'm telling you that right now. Sell it. If it gets to 10,000, I would say, yo, that was always my benchmark number for 10. And then I would have been out the project. But now, as I'm seeing the full scope of the picture, this is exactly what's going to happen, guys. No bueno. No, thank you. 19 keys, all these guys talking this shit about this ETH shit. Don't get me wrong. There is money in ETH, but they are not looking at it from the vantage point of how we're looking at it right now. If they're telling you to get your shit off the exchanges, why would you go back and stake when it's still an unregulated market? Y'all wilding, man. They're going to convert that shit. And you know what they're going to convert that shit into. But the only problem with that other company is you can't manipulate it, right? So that's why it's like not a thing for them, but they still own it. They just can't control it. You know what I'm saying? they just can't control it. So I'm just looking through my notes. Yeah, that was all three of the shit. So hey, let's just open it up to conversation, man. Just tell me, am I on to something, or is Steve just bugging, man? Because I'm like feeling like I'm about to really wear a tin hat out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this shit crazy, bro. What we got, Spence? What you thinking about with this?
I don't know, man. My head's all over the place with it, man.
Right.
For sure. I'm think like, in my opinion, from the beginning, from the market standpoint, I from the beginning, I felt like it was a reflection of 2018, the way how the market's going up and down like that. And where we at right now. I don't know how you feel, but I do feel like it may crash down again. That's my opinion about how the market is moving at some point. Because 2018 showed us how it went down. We had a market pump in 2018 like this, and then I think to like 11,000, and then it crashed all the way down to 3,200 by like December. And that's when I bought it at that time. But I don't know, man. And I'm hearing a lot of wild stuff, man. Like I just posted in the thing with Tornado Cash, how they did Dust and Sun. I'm like, yo, that is different. If they could block you because somebody sent you a transaction from Tornado Cash, like I could have sent you some money from your course or whatever, and I'm using Tornado Cash, and you'll get blocked from whoever because you're doing it. Like that is wild.
But
so who knows?
Shit, think about it. It ain't the only situation where they can do that. That's why we tell y'all it's a good and a bad side to crypto, right? This is the reason. Like you seeing it in real time. USDC, same thing. They was able to block an address. You know what I mean? There was something that just happened a couple of days ago, and USDC was at the heart of it. They contacted Circle and said, listen, Circle is the issuer for USDC. Block such and such transactions in this address. They was able to instantly block all the USDC that was held in that account. And that's the power that USDC has. But this, now you understand perspective-wise why it's the government, it's going to be the government approved stablecoin, right? And now is the rush. Right now it's happening. We talked about this probably a month ago. They're pushing the agenda right now for USDC to get pushed out as the digital dollar, right? You have the digital yuan already in existence. The US doesn't have one. So now they're rushing it, right? Giving you that feel like, oh, we're trying to turn this up now. They knew this already. This was already pre-planned, it's pre-orchestrated. Everybody else just didn't know. Everybody here in the university knew because we did. We could see it. We told y'all ahead of time. So now you're starting to see it happen, and you're seeing it happen in real time. Oh shit, USDC is connected to this. Stop it. Now the transactions is blocked. Everything's on a blockchain. All of this stuff is why we do what we do. You know what I mean? So that y'all can see it. So when it happens, now you can identify it. Oh snap, Chamber Steve said that. And then now you know how to sidestep. You know what I mean? There's going to be certain things that you need to do. One of your side steps is making sure that you utilize a cold storage, right? When you utilize a cold storage, it's not in any kind of propensity for them to do anything to it. But that's also another reason why you don't just hold USDC on a ledger, like a stable coin on a ledger, because now that you know that they can block it, why would you put it on your ledger? And then they still have the opportunity to block it if they ever tie it to your address, right? So it's like, yo, you buy the coins that you're supposed to buy. We tell you XRP and all the others, right? They can't block that. It's open source, it's decentralized. They can't block that, but USDC can. You know what I mean? Like this is real. You know what I mean?
Two things happened with Binance this week, if y'all paying attention, right? So here's the first. And this is how I know these dudes be frauding. Those hacks that they talk about, because remember, Bill Gates did the same thing with his computers, right? They had internal guys working on viruses to create a virus protection situation. It only makes sense when you're an ultimate capitalist, right? And to become a billionaire, I've said this before, you have to take a billion. You don't make it, you don't earn it, you take it by any means necessary, right? So Binance had a hack the other day. So they were able to recover, this is up the curve that got hacked. They were able to recover 83% of it. And then they said, oh, the media is not talking about it. They grandstanding right now. All those hacks from those exchanges, that's the exchange's fault. Because you can't tell me with all this technology out here, you would allow something like this to happen on your network. And you would not follow the addresses to a point of contact. This could happen in real time, right? So now, whoa, all of a sudden, you able to recover 83% of the last hack. All right. And then they're like, oh, mainstream media is not talking about that. Yo, they rocking you to sleep. Binance ain't the one. And then now Binance just announced that you could send crypto to friends and family that don't even need a Binance account through an email address. I'm like, yo, where the fuck was this shit at way before? Where was it at way before? So you see how this whole industry is unfolding right in front of us. So now in talking to my wife, I was like, yo, here's where the kicker is going to come in, right? The people that are positioned are going to be in a position, and the wealth transfer that you're going to see is really going to be created through cryptocurrency. Because how are you going to transfer wealth from a fiat that's dying right now? The elite don't even want the money. They putting it inside of farmland, right? They buying ranches. They're buying a high-end art. I told you guys, if you go look at, and I'll find a link to the Sotheby's auctions, it was a record-breaking year with art, right? This is where all the money went. So when you see somebody paying $100 million for a piece of art, bro, that's nothing more than just needing to park that shit somewhere, knowing that you're going to get that money back and definitely make money on top of it when you sell it at the next go round. All right, cool. So with that being said, now we got to look at the land situation right now and everything that's happening with, you know, with the farming. And we had this conversation on one of our last Doc Connects. And it's important, guys, that you look into just buying anything, you know, and if you have a 401k, you better off putting it in a piece of land. I don't care where the land is at. Just keep the grass cut and just pay the minimum on taxes, right? And I'm not saying just buy swampland, you know, be smart about it. Like, can you build a house? Can it be of value later? You know, how scarce our land? And this is why I like the Midwest, because it's nothing but land. So when I follow the data from the Midwest, they said in 2050, particularly really Detroit in 2050 is going to be one of the top 5 places to live for retirees. So I'm wondering, like, who the fuck wants to go to Detroit and retire in this cold weather? Now, when you start looking at it, you start to, you know, Florida is going to be underwater, right? So people are moving up, and then you see the fires from Cali. So everybody's kind of coming in. So you have to get to this part of the middle America. And just think about it. Where's Bill Gates buying all his farmland right now? In these places, right? Detroit doesn't, you know, there's not tornadoes like how you would have in Kansas and some of these other places. So I wouldn't say that those places are rich, just based on what they have to, the elements they have to deal with, right? But it don't matter to Florida. Anytime they get hit with something massive, the money is really in the rebuild. So now you get this new house that you build, and you just create more equity, and just hope that you don't die when the shit happens. But most of these people tend to leave before, you know, the water gets to wherever it goes, and then you're just in position, and you come back, and you know, you reestablish your shit. You don't have to live there like New Orleans, where people were home, that was it for them. You know what I'm saying? But if I have a vacation home there, I ain't there. I seen it coming, I'm out. So back to land being, you know, being the what is gold, right? So downtown Brooklyn, when they built the
Barclay.
The Barclay. You remember there was that whole fight for that situation. It's like, yo, that was a buyback time, guys. They're going to offer you whatever they're going to offer you. And then when they get to the point of whatever, they just going to take it from you, right? Because we have to steamroll this shit to get it going. You know what I'm saying? They're going to run highways through particular industries and things like that. And then the other day, the news starts to, the cycle starts to go to like Puerto Rico and what they did to the farmers out there back in the day. So that's another one I want you guys, and I'll pick the article and I'll send it to you guys, and what all these colonizers did when they needed that land in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So if you're telling me that the world's going to go digital, what makes you think that when they need the land in a new digital economy, or they need that crypto in a new digital economy, what's going to stop them from taking it? At the end of the day, how many coins could actually protect you from something like that are truly deemed decentralized? And like Champ says, if we're pairing it with a particular stable coin, and you've already seen them in position to confiscate things or block things, come on, man. You telling me they're not going to do this shit to us? So the good thing about us is we're a small group of people, right? And the story is going to be written like that, like, yo, 4%, I would say probably out of the 4%, maybe less than a 0.5% may know exactly which are the right projects. So they'll let you get Rockefeller rich with that, because 10, 15, 20 million dollars is really not going to be a whole lot of money in the new economy. And when I say that, meaning we're in a barbell economy right now. So it's either going to be niggas stuck on dummy time is going to be beyond poor, right? And then the wealthy, they're going to be beyond rich, or, you know, wealthy. And then this middle class, and we've been seeing it, the middle class has been dying. The middle class has been dying. So what I was telling my wife, I was like, and I always tell her with her projects, I'm like, listen, you have to, in any project that you put out right now, you have to think about how to implement cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and a Web3 component attached to it. You don't need all three of them to survive, but this new content creation shit and fighting for people's attention, is those days are over when you start to look at the new Web3 platforms that are coming out. In the 1% group, that's all we're going to be talking about is just the Web3 and the positioning of getting into how to position ourselves to say, you know what? And I've always said that, guys, it's one thing to own these coins, but if they took it from you, what's next? And that's how I think, right? I'm already accepting of the fact that they can possibly take it from us. Why? Because it has me thinking in other realms, right? All right, so you take my crypto, but you don't take my crypto knowledge. So I'm going to start an insurance company. You feel me? I'm going to start an insurance company that's going to be, so not only do we start the coin, right? And what's the case use for the coin? And I got a few of them. So this is the second one I have. I've been on this holistic journey, right? I'm a spiritual healer. I just found that out, right? So I'm on this journey where I'm going to like sound bath sessions. And I've always been in a, you know, sound bath and sound bowls and things like that, right? And the practice is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been, you know, in breath work in the last couple of years, and I'm getting my certification in both. So when I look at it and I'm thinking of blockchain, I'm just like, all right, well, when we go there, we have to go there with cash, right? Because they don't take insurance. But this is things that can help your health. These things have health benefits attached to it. So what if we created a decentralized network and we created a coin around connecting all of these holistic centers right now, right? You see doulas are at its all-time high. People are having home births. Why? Because African-American women are dying inside the hospitals. This ain't by accident. This is on purpose. Even when my son was born, my wife had said, do not use the suction cup because she was in long labor, but this doctor want to go home. So this is why they decided to cut you open, because they could pick a day and a time and it's just, and they out. So he was growing impatient. He used it anyway. But at the time, I'm young. If I was to able to have kids again, like right now, I'm knocking these niggas out. Straight up. Actually, we're not even going into those hospitals. You know, and the new ones might not even have no name or social security. Like, that's how I'm thinking right now, right? I mean, they're gonna have to if they want to go on grid at some point. But now I start to see, like, you know, why people do certain things. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they flex up, like, well, shit, you can't get into school if you don't have this. And it's like, but that don't have nothing to do with it. So why are you really doing this for? Anyway, so I have this coin, and it will connect all holistic centers around. So whether it be stretch therapy, breath work, whatever, they have this decentralized way. People that are into the practice could come buy into the project, and then it connects them with every single one of these centers. And then we're able to offset the cost price of it to then make it affordable for you and then give you the benefits that you need. But in the same sense, again, I'm always going to back this stuff by real estate. We're able to back it by real world asset at the end of the day. So as things are being generated, this coin is also generating, but it's also helping you with, you know, with your health, because we know that this medical industry as we know it is shot. They lost all credibility with people who weren't even woke before. But I could tell you there's a larger population of people who are looking at doctors like, you know, like, Steve, you taking that the vac, like, but what are you talking about? What, you know what I mean? Like, what vaccine for what? Like, this dude be really trying to put me under pressure with the shit. I'm like, bro, I don't even take the flu shot every year when I come in here. But you know, it's what the body has to go through. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that you're going to guess something, and most times they guess wrong, right? So then I'm like, nah, I kind of know why the flu comes this way, bro. And it's not natural. You know what I mean? It's certain things that we do. And think about flu year, right? What time of the year it is. And I learned this from Tony Robbins and being out there. When you get into like November, it's Thanksgiving. What do? We're indulging, right? And then we stop our healthy practice if you are part of that, because it's going to take you all the way to Christmas, more partying, more Christmas parties. It's going to take you all the way to New Year's, even to the point where it's like, yo, the clock strikes 12. Where's everybody at? Dead drunk, right? It's the time where the most food and the most alcohol and drugs are consumed between those months. So clearly when you wake up, and I know this for a fact, if anybody used to go to if anybody still goes to Miami, you figure, so it's always a Thursday fly-in. This was our route. Thursday fly-in, and then we leave on Monday after Sunday. Bro, we all come back sick. Why? Because we drank more liquor than we drank water. Period. Over a course of 3 or 4 nights inside of the city, right? So the same thing happens, but not over a course of 4 days. It's over a course of like 1 month. And then what's everybody's New Year's resolution at the top of the year? Yo, I gotta get my shit together.
The detox.
Right? Same thing. So but it's like now the body's just like beat up. And then you got this thing called the flu that comes out. No, motherfucker, you just sick because you did the most. You know what I'm saying? You didn't keep it consistent. You fell off. Even the most active people fall off at those times of the years, because they've associated all these live events for us to partake in a lot of bullshit. So what happens during these times of down economies? Look at every celebrity right now. There's only 1 or 2 ways they can make money: liquor and backing online gambling or casinos now. Drake, Kevin Hart, you name it. Give me a celebrity right now that doesn't have a liquor deal or some type of casino deal right now. Yeah, compromise the immune system. Yo, we are not in control of what we do, man. And that shit bugs me out. So one of my young YouTube boys, he hit me the other day. And I wanted to get this message out to him because I know how hard he's working right now. And I'm like, yo, you need to take some time out for yourself. So he sends me a photo of, he's like, yo, I'm in Utah right now. And it was nothing but mountains. So I'm like, yo, I like that. I said, yo, let me tell you something. I've touched a lot of money when I was younger. I probably have less now, but way more happier than where I'm at. And not less in the sense of dollar for dollar, but just really making less than what I used to make when I used to go. But then I told him, like, the difference between back then and now is I'm more at peace with just life. I mean, I'm just chilling. I'm not putting no numbers. I'm not putting no pressure on myself when it comes down to that, because I noticed when I did, that's when I felt the worst. And then shit was subsiding in different areas. But because we're so young, we're able to take a lot of the abuse and it doesn't turn into like a real health scare. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you can't really do this. So my man is in the he's in the institutional side. So he works, for a big company, $1 billion fund. They're buying up all types of stuff, healthcare, senior homes, you name it, right? The smallest deal is like 300 million that they look at. So he hits me all the time, like, yo, my mental health, this guy's doing bad, guys, making crazy money, but doing bad. So I'm like, this wasn't meant for us to operate like this. You know what I'm saying? And then I told him the worst part about it is if you went to your employer and you said, yo, you need time off for mental health or whatever, they're going to fire you, because now they're going to question your ability to perform for them. Right. Case in point, Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving was a regular person that did what he did, he would not have employment. Right. So what do we do as Black people? And Kyrie Irving is like, yo, I'm taking the day off for mental health and all this other stuff. He has the right to do that as an individual. Right. But when you get these fucking cronies like Stephen A. Jackson and all these guys who just like, for one, you talking about another man's business. Shit don't got nothing to do with you. This man has the talent. This man has the power and the control for as long as he has the talent. And even when he don't have the talent, guess what? He can say, I don't want to play. So now they've associated what this man wants to do for his mental health with a dollar amount. How dare you? You make all this. The contract doesn't state that, bro. The contract didn't state I have to take I have to put something in my body to play basketball. That wasn't the contract. You see what I'm saying? Now, whether he plays at the game and he's not feeling well, but it's like anything else. If you don't feel well, you should be allowed to take time off of work. I'm not nobody's property, period. I'm not telling y'all what to do, but y'all need to reevaluate when something ain't feeling right. Champ and I had this conversation earlier. You go against your better judgment, right? We say this shit all the time. And it's instantly too. You make a decision, you're like, something told me not to do that. And that's not no hindsight shit either. That first level of intuition, if you tend to go with it and you just kind of fall back, the reason I'm able to go a little further to chill on days to trade is because I follow my stars. I follow the astrology. I keep telling y'all be thinking this shit is like witchcraft. It's not. It's fucking life. You were born in a particular day and time for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that happen during that time that make up who you are. And it's back to the self-awareness situation. And there's a reason why they don't teach you this. And then the more I go into this practice, you start realizing Elon Musk, this dude, you start seeing all China, that, you know, they're releasing things. Everything's released by date. Russia, billionaires. This is what these guys follow, man. And if I showed you the shit and y'all read it, you guys all got it. So what I'm gonna do today in Champ, just release day one of the first session for boot camp. Give them day one the link, the playback, and then give them day one the PDF slide. I'm just gifting that to y'all. I'm telling you, please do me a favor. Dig into it, watch the session, and then get all the links that I sent. This is just going to hit basic numerology situation. Just read through it, please. Do me that favor, and then come back to the group, and then let's have a talk about it, because I want to pull those off separately. If y'all want to be, listen, if you guys want to be multi-millionaires in this crypto space, you're going to need self-awareness. You're going to need self-awareness, because you will lose yourself with this sort of wealth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying a lot of y'all, I know from talking and I watch how y'all move, y'all connected for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just for the greater good of just a better understanding of who you are. We all need that, because y'all can't tell me that you're happy with the circumstances and situations. And even if crypto hit and you hit the money, you're still who you are at the end of the day. You're still gonna be who you are. Oh yeah, some bills on autopilot. Yeah, you able to do whatever. But shit, what happens when they take it from you? The worst case scenario. This has been done before in history. You know what I'm saying? You don't see companies that are around for millions of years that withstood the test of time. It doesn't happen like that. You're gonna have your ups and downs in certain situations, but it's that comeback, and you know, some could make it and do it again. And most people in what the lifestyle I live is, you have to lose three major things, you know, when it comes down to this entrepreneurship situation, whether it be your family, loved ones, companies, all the money to start over. There's like three major occurrences when you enter this phase right here. So I'm just telling you, man, we are not in control the way that we think we are, period. And me included in it, and just kind of looking at how things are and like why I decided to make the choices that I make, and everything starts to revolve around this money. And I'm like, wait, hold on, but how the fuck I don't have all the money with all the energy I put into this shit? We're not seeing it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? We have a measure on it, as opposed to looking at it as a tool, right? It's a measuring stick, like, oh, $1 billion. Yeah. Come on, what's the number? I could never answer that. Even when I was on my Hunger Game, I can never answer what the number is to make me stop. What's the number? Kev, you know what your number is. We all know what our monthly household number is, right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck we need anything more than that? Because you want to go out and buy that new car, right? During peak inflation. All right, you're gonna add a couple more hundred to your list. Kev, what's that number, man?
Hey, I couldn't tell you, but I'm gonna tell you like this: that mental health portion, that thing means a lot. Like I'm right now, I'm at work in a psych hospital, and I can tell you, hey, whenever y'all watch this mental health piece, it's gonna open up a lot of doors. Like I just got done looking at my numerology to see how my day is gonna go. Cause hey, 12 hours in here, and you know, going through and dealing with different stuff, like I said, the money and just everyday life. I seen my nutritionist yesterday. Like, and I think we talk more about stress than we did about nutrition portion of it. So that tells you how much like your mental health really takes a toll in every aspect of your life. So, you know, I think I've tried to pick different things to try to, I guess, ease my mind, ease the stress that I live with each day. But it helps a lot. Like I said, everything that you put out there, I truly try to look into and try to do a little bit of it. You know, try to just to get through the day. But I really appreciate it though.
Oh man, listen, you know, you're one of my fan favorites, bro. You know, if I root for everybody, but there's a few of y'all that I could see, like, you know, Kev is one of them. Kev wants to do what he needs to do for his family, period. That's the energy I get from him. Never met this brother before. You know what I'm saying? This is the extent of how we exchange energies. But and even looking at the field that you're in, right? So just think about the amount of energy you got to consume from this shit. I've been housing the homeless on the city side. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it is so much bad energy that you have to like process and not process, put it that way. You know? So I commend you for doing the work that you do. All my brothers that work on Rikers, and they're tapped from these jobs. You know what I'm saying? When I went to the Detroit situation, there was a police officer that the real estate summit. He was a police officer, and I forgot what city, but he stood up and he told a story of you know, he was like, yo, this group right here. So in the 3 days that we're together, he was like, yo, it was the first time I felt connected to people, because as being a police officer, you get into this like law and order phase where he was like, yo, I didn't even see people as people. And I'm like, oh, you know, I never saw it from that angle before, because you just see what they do, but it's like, nah, they disconnected from something else, you know, even in Champ and servicing, you know, for the country and what he did. It's like, yo, this brother got to deal with some bullshit at the end of the day when you really start to open your eyes. And it's like, yo, I don't want to do something just to have some disability later. Like, I don't want the disability. You know what I'm saying? You can have that check. I just want to be who I am at the end of the day. And this is what this group is turning into right now. I'm like, fuck, I thought I was just going to get on here and teach some crypto and teach some real estate. Then I'm like, but none of this shit matters if we tapped out and we, you know, we just can't handle our state, because they're going to make it worse before it can get better for us. But we know that's not going to be the case for everybody, right? Because how many of our family members we trying to scream, yo, just grab a little bit, just, you know, just take a look at it. So now I'm driven on bringing something to market now. And I challenge each of y'all to say, like, okay, so what are we going to do? You know, a guy like Michael Rubin, man, this guy has an amazing property, guys. Like his home's amazing. But beyond that, he was able to make money cutting edge internet, right? So this young kid from Pennsylvania, literally a few minutes from here, he was able to see something early and go to the NBA and the NFL to say, hey, listen, I could sell your merch on the internet. You know what they said to him? They laughed. Ain't nobody's gonna. You telling me somebody's gonna go and shop on a computer and then get it mailed to their house? You see this shit? This is what we talking about. When was the last time you went to a store to really purchase something? We go to Dick's to try to buy sneakers for the kids, and Dick's told me, they're like, oh, they don't have nothing in stock. Oh, we'll order it online. I said, listen, I didn't come to the mall to order something online. I could have did that at home. You know what I mean? This is what's happening right now. These places, like, what? You just a warehouse? You're a big in-person computer phone, man. I want to try this shit on. I come
like going to the bank, man, and be like, yeah, I want to pull out $100,000, and like, oh, we don't got it, but it's on the fucking internet. You know what I'm saying?
So, and I told Champ today, I'm like, so okay, so we all got merchant accounts, charges to the game, pay a little bit of a fee. I'm going to get my money out because they can't stop the transaction.
Straight
right?
up.
So if they won't stop the transaction, why would they stop you from taking it? They don't want you to have it, they want you to spend it. They don't want you to have it, they want you to spend it. Yo, if it ain't crypto, I'm done. I'm logging off. Y'all never see me again. Straight up. If it ain't crypto, I'm done. Why are they so hell-bent on stopping the information from coming out? They're blocking emails. They're blocking this. Champ and I can't advertise on no platform that says cryptocurrency. Part of it I understand, right? There's the bad actors if you let them, but come on, man. You just stop the NFT projects, but you can't generalize an industry. You can't generalize an industry because then stop. So the financial part of you know, people that teach financial literacy or stock market, you might as well stop that too, because that's a big scam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are pump and dumps every day. 9:30 to you know, to market close. You watching like, oh, okay, this is what y'all doing. But I want to stop doing that, guys. I want to stop doing it. The shit is super whack. It doesn't fill me. It doesn't fill me at all. So I'm asking, like, yo, what ideas do people have for this blockchain? Like, what are y'all, you know, y'all just gonna get this crypto wealth? Nobody's gonna, you know, look at Michael Rubin. He was able to create $1 billion company. What's his name? Did the same thing. Mark Cuban. Go look at all these tech billionaires right now, and tell me they didn't utilize the cutting edge technology of the internet to make money. And I'm not talking about no regular money. I'm talking about to build wealth. And then you see the same guys in the space now, Michael Rubin. What's the Dapper,
Yeah.
right? Trading cards. So not only was he buying the trading cards, like offline trading cards, because, you know, once this thing goes digital, everything offline is going to increase in price too. Right? Because people are going to want to circulate some of that old stuff around. That's going to go up in value. So now he sees the NFT space. We're buying highlights from the NBA right now. My son has a couple of them. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, but it makes all the sense in the world. It's a fucking highlight. It can't be recreated again. Give me a Game 7 buzzer beater, you know, and let it be LeBron James or somebody wild, and tell me what that thing's going to be worth for the history. I'm for the NFT game. It just has to have a wild use to it.
You gotta have a use case, yeah.
So now these dudes, the same guys that utilized the tech in the mid 90s to generate billions, are now in the crypto space. Mark Cuban getting cooked out here too, right? He getting, you know, he getting rug pulled like we're getting rug pulled. And he's like, he don't disclose his rug pull numbers either. But if we had to guess, is he losing what we losing? Nah. But the reason that he could pick up and smile is because he knows he's as you enter these projects, you get one step closer to gaining more knowledge in crypto. Take all my crypto. You cannot take the shit that I know already. And Spence, you know that. It's invaluable.
Of course.
The knowledge that you have in crypto. So if you applied it to whatever industry you in, you telling me that you couldn't own a lion's share of something right now?
It's just that we have the skill and the insight right now that majority of the world don't have right now.
No.
That's the bar right there. You know.
If we put our heads together, guys, I'm telling you, not only will we have the means to all come together to say, yo, right, I'll invest in that. I believe in that. But we have like he said, we have the know-how. We can connect industries that normally wouldn't be connected and deliver things to people while everybody's making money, and it's something that works. So that's when I say, yo, let's focus on case use for future, and we're gonna be good. But if you're not thinking like that, then you just know that YouTube is going to change. Instagram may not be around. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to keep creating and running against, you know, running for these trends. Gala Films is 70% filled. I don't know if it's going to be Gala Films, but I like that project. Did you buy it?
I didn't get to jump on it yet, but I'm definitely going to soon.
Listen, it's $5,000. If 4 dudes want to go in on a Gala film with me, and we'll write up the contract, yo, just private, you know where to catch me. Hit my phone in any means and just say, yo, I'm in. I just need 4 guys with $1,000. Let's buy 1 Gala music node. Period.
Wait, the music node came back, or you just talking about?
It came back on. Nah, it came back on.
Yeah, it came back on a couple
It was
days.
70%.
Yeah.
It's $4,900. 5,000.
Yeah.
So the music and the film is 5,000 right now.
Well, no, I'm sorry. The film node is 5,000.
Okay.
So the film node is like 79,000 Gala, which is, you know, at a low rate right now.
Yeah, that's 5,000. Oh,
So
you could buy it in ETH too.
I don't got ETH. I don't want.
I'm just putting it out there. That's
I got you.
You
might pay what for the 2,000 in fees. I'm good, man.
Right.
Shit. But the whole shit is crazy because a lot of the ecosystems, and now they had an article that showed about Polymatic and all those guys. They're saying that, and I'll send it to you guys again. You guys digest it because I kind of skimmed over it. But they're saying that those projects, those layer 2 projects, are actually going to make ETH less valuable. And I never looked at it like that. You know what I'm saying? ETH is not going to pump because of those particular projects. Those projects are on their own ecosystem. So now when you're looking at the layer twos that are going to bring a blockchain down, I got to dig a little bit more into that. And Champ, if you could, jump on it with me and just kind of connect that whole situation, because I like Polygon-matic.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I think what's going to happen is they're going to transition. I mean, and I could go on record and say this.
Thank you, Eli.
Polygon-matic itself, they're going to have to transition off of certain protocols that they are kind of interwoven with. You remember how we were investing in nodes? We had the node project, Polygon-matic, they had Polygon nodes, right? So the nodes were supporting Polygon. So the blockchain itself is fine. The project is fine. It's just, it has to transition away from them. So now you have to support the players that actually are going to be integral in the new quantum financial system. So if it stays around, right, you see what it offers. That's an ultra value to everybody. So if it's able to kind of shift and go to the right coins, right, the coins of the trilogy, now it exists. Now it sustains. Now it footprints itself like, hey, we are the foundation. You guys need us. This welcomes even more blockchains, right? And me, you, and Radical, we had this conversation already. You know what I mean? Certain ones had these node situations that are super high. And
give them a price of what the node would cost on certain projects.
Listen,
the 1% would get this information, just so you know.
But we talking 100,000, right? Just on entry for one joint, one node, 100 grand. Now think about that, right? If the node that supports the project is 100,000, what do you think is going to do to the coin itself, right? The coin is going to be exponentially valued higher because what you're paying to support the project itself costs 100,000.
Guys, that's one node, guys. And this project is under 20 cents. These projects.
Crazy.
I'm telling you guys, this is, we're not buying the right node projects right now. That's institutional guys who are going to be lined up to buy those.
Straight up.
You will make your money on those projects. Period.
Shit, wow. Even the NFT space, you know what I mean? We leaked this too. This is going to be one of those things we discussed in the trilogy, right? So everybody that's in the 1%, you're going to get this. But we tell y'all all the time that, let me see how I'm gonna word this, because I can't give too much of this. All right, so check this out. XRP, right, is the coin. You already know that. Now, Ripple and Ripple's tech is going to be essential everywhere around the world, right? They honed in on a certain value add, and it literally is changing the entire world. All right, boom. Now you know this. You know the company itself positioned itself to be right. Then the coin itself is already positioned properly, right? And the world is going to have to use it. The banks are already using it. Now think about it. You have other coins that are right there with XRP, right? And these coins have to have implementation. They have to have use case. The next runs that we're going to have are utility bull runs, right? So think about NFTs, NFT use case. If you got Ripple the company, XRP runs on the XRP ledger. So on the XRP ledger is decentralized. So now implement NFTs on top of that. Now your NFTs are not going to be dog meme coins. I mean, little pictures and, little stupid ass graphics and stuff like that. Now we're talking tokenizing real estate, right? Real world assets being exchanged the same way you exchange money. Now you're talking about ownership and all this stuff in the form of an NFT right on the XRP ledger. Think about this type of stuff, man. NFTs was a bust. Steve called that a long time ago. He said, yo, we're not fucking with it just because you can see it. You see what they're doing, right? But now, after they let it crash, they already knew the underlying tech was what was important behind NFTs. Now think about putting that on top of the most efficient and effective decentralized ledger ever. And think about what you could do on that platform. That's why NFTs as a whole isn't trash. They just have to have the right use case and they have to be positioned properly. Ripple just released XLS 20. You know what I mean? So it's happening. It's not even a question at this point.
Yo, listen, that shit going live in November, guys. You gotta, I can't stress enough that we gotta start to elevate this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I can't stress enough that we have to elevate this conversation. I so bad want to turn this into an NFT, but it's like, where? You know what I mean? I don't trust it. You know, like like Spence was saying, you know, if you pay it here, then you get the, I don't know what OpenSea is gonna do with the shit.
OpenSea is horrible, man. And it's
You
all
know, I don't trust them. The whole thing was insider trading. So it's like, you know, somebody sends you cash somewhere and then all of a sudden it's like they're blocking you for it. Yo, man, this shit, PayPal's doing the same shit. Cash App be doing the same shit. PayPal been doing this to people. So I'm just telling y'all, if when you start to look at it, at least with the banking system, we do have a little bit of rules in place, provisional credits, you know, they will go to bat for you. American Express, like, you know, nah, because they value people in the business. So crypto's the same thing. The only difference is they don't care to know who you are when you're on the system. If you're a bad actor, then you're just a bad actor. You know, you out of here. But I don't know, man. So we're not going to.
I have a question though. I have a
Yeah,
question when you. So I don't know. What's your perspective on like XLM being on like Robinhood and being free to be on all exchanges, and then XRP? Is it when they're like virtually the same thing, but just a slight difference? Like, what is your perspective?
So you're going into like 1%, but I'll just leave it here, right? So
I got you.
You have no. I'll answer it. So we just talking about a peer-to-peer situation, right? That's really that's going to be their claim is peer-to-peer. You see what I'm saying? So, bro, there's a lot of good products that are out there. We have to start to identify like what the product is and what the product does. You feel me? The Robinhoods, the Coinbases. I mean, if they stay around, I don't know. But when I start to follow the information and follow the money, Uphold, you know, these are they're just open source. You got to remember the reason behind the halt with XRP and it worked was because of the lawsuit. Because where are we at today, Spence? If that lawsuit doesn't come down, bro, honestly, I probably would have been out of my XRP at this point. A good amount of it.
Man, it was at $4 at one point. It's hard to imagine. And when in 2017, like not even a year, it was like 17 cents. And in months, it jumped from 17 to 24 cents. And it just skyrocketed to $3-4 with like CNBC, Jim Cramer, all of them pushing it, and it just crashed out. And then the lawsuit came. So
and now they don't talk about it.
No.
Now he don't talk about it.
No.
Kramer.
And the crazy part about that is it happened in so the pieces, right? The nuances, that's what you really got to familiarize yourself with. And y'all know because y'all are holders, but just think about that. It only crashed because of the lawsuit, right? This was the last day, and we're going into 1% talk. This is the last day of that administration's person being in place. That's what caused the crash, because at that point they were at $2, right? And then this was right towards Christmas time. And it started to drop right when that SEC lawsuit was issued, right? But think about that in 2017, right? The bull run happened in 2017 and going into 18. There was no partnerships like this, right? It was all speculative, everything, the whole entire industry, right? Now, look at it. We got 300 plus banks, 300 plus financial institutions, central banks all around the world, all the big boys, all the big dogs. And we're going to run that down in the talk. But that lets you know right now, this is being suppressed purposely. You know what I mean? This is on purpose. This is by design. But it's a structure, right, that they're building. All the payment rails, all the corridors that already exist, they're making them better, right? Faster, more efficient. And the price right now is still at 37 cents, 35 cents. This is on purpose. So everybody who misses this, they're going to kick themselves. because you had ample opportunity and time at these super low prices. So when it shoots up, everybody who was already in, who's seen it, you good. Everybody who didn't, you have to pay these high ticket prices to be able to buy in at this point. Think about that. You know what I mean? Escrow getting released constantly every month. But all these institutions have to buy OTC. They have to go through these exchanges and they're buying off the escrow. So now you see these exchanges not having the same amount available to be able to administer to the retail customer, because when the escrow is not out, the institutions and these other banks and people who are actually using it globally, they need it. So they're going straight to the exchanges and they're buying it off of the exchanges.
Yo, here's one for your ass, man. And this is the guy, Jimmy Dimon, that you guys all need to put on your radar. When he speaks, you listen to this motherfucker, right? So that he's a fucking bright guy, but he's a fucking dummy. So this is Yahoo Finance, right? He sounds off on almost everything, right? So what does he talk about? Inflation, confidence, and IPOs, right? The storm cloud, China and Putin. He knows it. Guy's bright as sharp as a wit, right? He was like, look at it. Look at all the neighboring countries. So he compared the United States to Mexico and Canada. Everything's quiet with our neighboring countries. Now go look at Europe. I mean, go look at Russia and everybody around them, right? These guys basically said Putin's playing chess. He'll freeze you out. That's when they talk about the cold winter. This is what they talk about. They will be able to control more, right? Because you're going to need it. The same thing with China. Look at what who they're neighboring, and look at what's happening with all those Asian countries, right? This is how these guys are. This is the game that they're playing. He acting like the U.S. don't do the same shit. Okay, climate change, elections, managing yourself. He went as far as this. A lot of people are inefficient with emails, phone calls, and reading. They are always hurried. He's right. They should be thoughtful about their calendar. They need to take care of themselves. He's telling you need to take care of yourself. He's one of the most powerful men in the world. Don't get into things binary. Don't get into this binary. Things you were looking for at Fox or CNN, read the other side. He dropped mad gems on here, but hold on, it's not over. The pitfalls of Zoom, competition in Apple, growth, family, wealth, and mortality. Sometimes the kids of powerful, rich people are spoiled. I hate spoiled kids. I'm very careful with my kids. I probably sat them down for the first super serious conversation 8 years ago. I have had a couple near-death experiences, and I wanted to set everything up. Guys, get your house in order. The first business is family business. But if you can't hold a family together, you failed at business. Think about that. Woke capitalism. Please read this article. Jamie's Investments, Mentors, and Ted Lasso, another guy to follow. Where's cryptocurrency? They ain't posing one question about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, nothing. These guys control the narrative. So you telling me Yahoo Finance didn't pose one question about cryptocurrency to this guy?
And he the CEO of JP Morgan.
Get your house in order, man. I'm telling you that shit right now. Get your house in order. Scram. Eli, what you got, man? Chime in. Eli was insightful with his stuff, man. I want to know who got the biggest XRP bag in this group too, man.
Oh, you know what? Wolf at work. He probably typing. That's probably why he ain't saying too much on
Wolf ain't at work. Wolf ain't worried about work, man. Wolf, what up, man?
Yo, he's right. I'm at work right now.
Oh man. We'll give you grace though, man. Appreciate you. I'm about to do a Scram t-shirt too, man. Straight up. I'm gonna do 3 of them.
Word.
That's it. I got one. Champ got one. I got one more that's gonna go out there. NFT.
Yeah, that's mine. It's got
it. Actually, I gotta do 4 because he gets one in though, because he know.
Trying to get up in that top 10% holding. Yeah, nah, Malcolm, that's official. That's it.
Listen, there's other stuff too. So I'm just telling you that we're going to diversify when we have more talks. So they've been on me. They're like, yo, Steve, that'd be bullshit. You cut the camera off and y'all go ahead and do what y'all do. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm not cutting the camera off today. I'm gonna just.
I got another question, Steve. When you finish,
what you got?
So, what would you tell everybody would be like the minimum amount of XRP in dollar value for people to have to be set?
Listen, man, you just need 100 XRP. I'm just, right. And this is for a guy who's like not even thinking about anything, right? Because if we know that the bottle, how much Casamigo go for now? Because this is what I keep hearing people drinking out here.
A bottle of Casa is like $1.20. But
how much does it cost?
It's like it depends on where you at. It's like $1.20 for a bottle.
So if I went to a liquor store right now, this is what I'd be paying for Casamigo?
Yeah.
All right. That's crazy. $100, 38 cents XRP. So that's 263, right? If XRP gets to $500, we're talking about $131,000. Bro, just chill out, man. It's just a bottle of Casamigo. And that's not even a club price of Casamigo, right? I don't do bottles anymore, but I know if that's going for what it's going for there, that shit has got to be hitting inside the clubs. I just, I mean, if I can give everybody 10 XRP, I will. And I've done that on these calls before. And that's at $500. All right, so let's not be so bullish on it. Make it $100. You telling me that XRP is not worth $100? Okay.
I just remember it was at $4 at one point. So, and my theory is going to hit that someday. It may not be this month. It may not be even this year, but at some point it's going to hit it.
It's that was my perspective. Everything is. It's going live in November. For those of you who don't know.
That's wild.
It's going live in November. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. We're talking about a hybrid situation right now. It's optional. And you could use that or you can use Swift. And then at a certain juncture, it's not going to be optional anymore.
Optional.
It's done.
Wow, that's strategic as hell, because that's when the midterm elections is at.
This election cycle matters and the timing of it matters, right? This is why we're not bleeding right now, because they need us to have some fun. They need us to pump the economy for holiday. Think about if you go mad into this election cycle right now. And gas prices was $9, $10. That was just a precursor. They just wanted you to get out to work. They were just tapping us, right? They were just tapping us. They need the economy. They need people to fill back up these buildings. They need to be able to control you for 8 hours of your day. Because what happened? People aren't going back to work. Why are people not going back to work? Because you start to realize that, listen, if I'm working from home, I can do other things and still make my bread. If I'm working from home and I'm on a New York salary, and I move to, the Midwest or Philly, you get what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with it. That's what's happening, right?
Exactly what's happening.
You can curb your cost of living when you have these online jobs. And then with that, nobody's working from home and doing 8 hours. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people are actually working more from home, but for the most part, you can get your job done. I used to go to the grocery store midday in the mornings. I'm like, yo, mad people out right now. Not old people either. I'm like, damn, they messed up my flow and vibe, because I've been working from home since my daughter was born in 2010, like full-fledged.
You don't see traffic is all day now. It used to be
there's no pattern.
There's no a rush hour anymore. It's like 11, 12. Where's everybody going? I guess everybody working from home or probably mobile, going to another place to continue to work. From home, kind of
running around, it's that economy. You put on your cell phone, you Uber and you eat, eats and food and deliveries and thumbtack, right? I'm hiring guys who normally I would have to go through my contract, and you start to go to these websites, TaskRabbit, and you hiring people to do things left and right. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are no more, in all those industries, look at them, TaskRabbit, Thumbtack. These are all review-driven sites where you can get hold of people to do services for you, where normally it was controlled by a few people. How could a contractor even get his name out there on the web, or be known locally in his town without putting something on a grocery store? It was just dumb. But now the power of technology. So now what happens when all this stuff is on blockchain? What happens when more people are on the internet now? What happens where this is how you do business? I don't know about y'all, but I'm put out a couple good products, man, period. That's the shit I'm on. So the point of this call is take my crypto, no problem. Keep my knowledge. And this is where a lot of people are gonna fail. They're gonna fuck with us. They hired all these agents to scour PPP loans and all this shit, man. That is, well, you do not do that to people.
Crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? You do not do that to people, man. This thing was put out there as a grab at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that clearly people abuse everything, but a majority of the money went to the wealthy elite. So I'm trying to understand, like, how are you putting $80 billion in tax dollars to chase your own people?
Shit just dumb. Sorry to say.
That's not fair.
It's just dumb.
You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. You
Well,
what you got?
That's me talking. I don't want anybody to take my XRP or my crypto, okay? I'm not happy about that. But y'all are like over my head right now with this conversation, but it's okay. I'm enjoying, I'm driving and I'm listening. I'm getting ready to go to a seminar about residential assisted living, but I guess I'm trying to figure out all this stuff y'all talking about with these nodes and NFTs and how I don't understand how you put a project on a token. Am I making sense?
Yeah. So listen, here's what it is, right? When you think of this new era of technology we're about to embark on, right? You have these new guys that are creating this technology. So the current guys right now in Web 2.0, let's use Google, for example. If you had to think about it, right? Google has this big server sitting somewhere with all this information and data that is compiling, right? They own it. Google is also able to tell you what you can and can't do with information that you put out on their stuff, right? It ain't our keys. Even though I'm talking like this, I don't own this video. They could actually take this thing down if they wanted to. Right? Cool. So with the new guys, what they did was, and remember, somebody posted the Kevin O'Leary thing in the group, and you might want to click that. He's
that
like,
was me.
But that was you. Exactly. So you see these new kids that are creating this technology right now, they're so far removed from how the system is being worked now, right? Technology changes the way that we do things. We know that it could enhance our life and it could also destroy it, right? So we're just talking about the enhancement part. So now a new kid invents this product to say, you know what? I want to create this company called Airbnb. And what do I want to do with Airbnb? I want everybody to be able to rent their home out or a space to somebody to make money. Prior to Airbnb, where were we going? Hotels, motels. You know, we had to use that system, right? It was a system of consumer, not producer. So now when you think of NFT, you think of a producer. Now that I own something of value, just like art, the NFT has been around. These words are just newly created, but NFT is land. Your family's land is an NFT. It cannot be recreated. It could only be one of that land in that particular position, right? No one could own that, but whoever has ownership of that deed. You understand?
Okay, so it's kind of, okay, like it's almost like a deed or a contract or.
That's it.
Proof of ownership.
That's
type.
it.
Yep.
But because they have case use, it's able to go up in value. So you start farming on the land, and then your family decides, you know what, let's cash out on it. You sell it for a higher value. The next person buys it. What do? They continue to make improvements. They continue to do the same thing you were doing. So it goes up in value. Then they sell it to somebody else, right? So the great thing about this new tech that we're embarking on is it's going to give the power back to the people. Whereas Instagram, who owns their server, could take you down at any time. They create a business model.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
When the new guy comes out,
a little more,
right? When the new technology comes out, it gives the power to the people. So it not only says that, and Lionel, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Because
it's Linnell. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. It's okay.
I'd be bugging. My apologies. So Linnell, so now this new technology comes out and they say, all right, so instead of us as a company having a private server, we're going to allow Linnell to operate a node. What's a node? It's just a server. So inside of your house, your computer is an integral part to that infrastructure now.
Mhm.
So anytime data doesn't go through a private server, it actually goes through all our servers in our homes to create one big piece of infrastructure, which is the technology. So
Mhm.
now you can make money sitting at home from your computer because they need your operating system. Right. So now, no matter what it is, if it's Gala Films or Gala Music, you have a player node. When anytime the music's played, you get 15% or whatever they announce it, because that's how they're going to build this big, huge economy. But we know that the powers to be, billionaires, they go against that, because in order for them to make wealth, it's to make you a consumer, and they have to give you just a little bit so you keep coming back.
Right. And they can control it and make the money. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just keep they control it, and then you're just, like you said, you're the consumer, like you're buying it, and whatever money is passing off to them.
If you're not paying for it, you are the product. Just keep it that simple. Go look at everything you pay for and tell me you're not the product. And even TV is bullshit, right? Because if I'm paying a monthly fee for whatever, I should be able to opt out of commercials.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where you go to Netflix, where that's it, right? It's the pay-per-view model. I'm here to just watch this, not what you want to give me.
Right.
So I have to pay $20 for the movies, but I got to sit through to watch a whole bunch of movie titles that are advertising their movies to me. But I'm feeling like I'm here to watch this. No, start this movie.
Yep.
So this is how we've been programmed and trained to, like, and here's the last part. And this is what I was telling my wife yesterday. We invest in products and things that actually destroy our community. Straight up. Yeah. So when they're funding the police, or they're funding jails, or they're child trafficking and all this other stuff, we are funding the bullshit that these guys do. So now start looking at the case use to the companies that we think that we're invested in. They're making us money, but then they're locking us up at an alarming rate. I'm off that. I'm off that. They need to be called out. Not every time that a racist something comes out and Bill O'Reilly, but these guys are still on TV. So what happens at the end of the day? They get more advertisers.
More advertising, yeah.
Because those racists, they back their stuff. Us as people, we don't back it to a point where we like, yo, no way. We log off. We still want to watch Love and Hip Hop. We still want to, it give us more destruction.
Right.
So you see where it's going with this when you start using the word decentralization, it's just a new product that's offering you and me and you an opportunity to make money, to be part of an infrastructure. And not only that, but if we use it, we don't feel like we're being like bought and sold to somebody.
Right.
It's digital slavery at the end of the day. It would be easier for me to be a slave and run to the north and say, you know what? Yeah, it'd be easier for me to see a sign to say, oh, we don't want you in here, than for you to be giving me poison. So I'm not taking it no more. And we just too smart, man. It's like, yo, at what point? Because you can't think that is, and I'm not nothing against this youth, but they've already been kind of conditioned and controlled, right? So who's gonna steer this shift correctly? And if Elon Musk is telling you that artificial intelligence is just here, it just is, and if it steamrolls humanity, then so be it. I'm not buying a Tesla. I'm not supporting him.
Not supporting him.
No, that's right.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. It comes out of their mouth, and y'all not really listening to what these guys are saying. He compared people to ants on a road that's being paved. People, man. Punch this dude in his face.
That's wild.
Every day he should be getting hooked off on. That's the era we come from.
Yeah, straight up.
But he gets bigger and bigger, and we invest, and I buy options in Tesla, and I make money. Man, I'm tired of this shit, man. That was my morning message, man. So today I'm going to buy. I pre-bought my watermelon from a farmer who's coming to Philly. So I'm going to get he got yellow seeded watermelon. I've been chasing
watermelon. For a minute. Super good. Yeah.
My traditional red, and he got cantaloupe, right? Local farmer. And then after that, I'm roller skating. I'm chilling. I'm protecting my peace, and y'all should too.
Big facts.
And I bought some XRP. And Champ, I'll talk to you later, and you give me that address and all that.
Yeah, I heard you, man. That's a gift, man. I appreciate that. Man, I gotta return that favor.
Nah, that ain't no favor.
Nah, man. Still,
Nah,
man.
that's not no fake. Nah, I'm telling you, man.
With XRP, it is. You know how big that is.
It's not no favor. It's what I do. I be giving it away on calls.
That's dope, man.
Not a favor. I don't need it back. Yeah, I just, do unto those as done unto you.
Straight up.
Let's keep it simple, man. At what point did that go away from it? I'm not even a biblical guy, but then that shit does make sense. If I don't want you to do something to me, then I won't do it to you, and the energy just won't come back.
Yeah.
Fuck with me, I'll blow your head off. Ain't shit, man. I mean, they gotta know that you prime for violence too. You know what I'm saying? They play that violent game.
Yeah. No, that's official. Yo, Steve took me off the ledge earlier this week, man. Like straight up.
It's gotta breathe. when breathing is part of your daily practice, you just, you kind of looking at somebody for who they are at that point. And it's like, I don't see you the way you think I see you.
Straight up.
So I'm gonna give you grace today. I just want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go get that good information down in Maryland. That's a big industry that you're looking into, a huge industry.
But I feel you with the protecting your peace. Like, I was thinking about this the other day too, not to cut you off at all, but I was thinking like, how can I do something maybe like bigger than just like maybe like a conference or a wellness, just a weekend for people that do work, because I'm a nurse practitioner, so I work in healthcare all day. Like I write prescriptions and everything, and I feel like it's bullshit too right now. Like my coworkers and the things that like my medical director says, like I go along with it because I'm sitting there, but really in my head, like when he starts talking about, another vaccine's coming out, we might squirt up our nose, we don't get caught, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking like, how much more of this can I take? Like I don't want to have to keep doing this to eat, to go to work, to pay, to support my kids. But it's like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, I got a 5-year plan. I got to get out of this. I got to get out. That's what I sit and I do. And I'm like, we're so stressed. My brother, he was talking about being a police officer. Like he's sitting in a mental health institution right now at 50 years old. They like, he got some kind of trauma. Like he startles easily. He been a cop for over 25 years. And I'm like, look at the end result. Look at this boy right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And he probably ain't sitting on no wealth.
It's not worth it. But that's why I'm like, I need my freedom. I'm looking for my freedom. Like my number isn't big. My go-to number is not large. I just don't want nobody controlling my time like this.
But that's your number. That's your number. You said it. It's freedom. That's why I win every day, because that's it. That's your number. You can't attach anything to it. Please click those links on what we just gave you. We're gonna end it on that. She's 100% right. It's about peace and it's about freedom. I don't have to be nowhere today, but where I want to be. And not because it's Sunday. I could do this midday during the week. Champ will tell you, I'm coaching my son basketball. I'm like, man, listen, I'm just pouring into people all day. That's what I do for a living, man. All right, so 1 hour and 45 minutes, not bad. I'm not doing 2 hours. I'm done. And I'm just telling you that. Fitz, let's take one more trip to Long Branch, man, and just kind of chill out, man. I just want to kind of put that on too for anybody that's local.
I'm with it.
Just to kind of get out there, touch the beach, grab a meal. It is an incredible vibe, man. I'm like, shit, I just came from Miami, 1.5 hours.
It's amazing over there.
It blows Miami out the water.
That's crazy, bro. I did Miami dirty many years. I never even heard of that spot.
Yo, it's not for the people in the vibe. I'm gonna tell you that now. But I'm just saying the architecture, the just the newness around it, because they like, oh no, we're over here at this Broadwalk, and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, yo, you think we should eat over here? Because I don't want to go over there eating cotton candy, flavored burgers and shit like that. And I got there, I'm like, oh, okay, white cloth on the table, yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I heard there was an amazing strip of nice cribs out there in Long Branch.
Bro.
like just a strip of crazy cribs out there.
Let's put it together. If anybody got some time, I'm gonna throw out some dates because even from New York, it's not a huge trip and it's worth it.
Mhm.
It's probably closer to New York, right?
It probably is, yeah, because you'll hit probably that before Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Right.
And if it could be an overnight, and I told him, I'm like, yo, next time we go, we staying overnight, man. I got some unfinished business here. You know what I mean? Like, yo, all this city. I'm like, nah, these guys are sitting on some shit. And it's probably like a lot of them just New Yorkers at that, if I had to guess. Yeah, that's big business. That is big. And they're building like it's no tomorrow, guys. I'm like, wait a minute. Like building like no tomorrow. So Long Branch, we done. I'm gonna watch this over too. It's not too many lives I want to watch over, but this one, this was the one. I ain't gonna hold you. We did some good doc connects, but this one,
I pen and pad up.
This one's special, guys. I'm telling you to start to pay the fuck attention. If your crypto goes away, do you have enough knowledge to create a product? That's what I'm gonna leave you with. And freedom is peace is what I'm chasing right now. Nobody sells those two. You know what I mean? Everybody's fighting for your attention at the end of the day. And we can't control it. If we can't control it, what you think our kids are going to be able to do with it? They're not even being trained correctly on this stuff. They don't know if it's him, she, is, I, he. Like, this shit dumb. They are programming like a motherfucker out here.
Straight up.
Oh man, don't even get started on that. You already see
that's
where the music and the TV and movies is going right now, confusing kids. Oh my god!
And they're using our celebrities to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
They all puppets.
Yeah.
For the
They're
bag.
more confused than we were. Oh my goodness.
And
how are they gonna think outside the box?
And it's natural, right? Because we would have fell for the same shit.
Right.
I'm not gonna hold you. If that was around, we probably would have been partaking in some of that stuff because the imaging was that strong.
That's a fact.
But we came from the era of fuck the police, and so it was like, wait a minute, right? We were a little more radical in our day, and it was a 40 and some weed. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I'm not saying that was harmless, but shit, compared to what they got now, I'll take that 40 and that weed all day. Kids on
this nonsense, yeah.
Peace and freedom. If your crypto was to disappear, how much knowledge do you have? I'm done. Champ, I'm gonna get at you in a minute. I gotta go pick up my watermelons, man. I don't know what y'all doing on this lovely Sunday.
Word, straight up.
I'm going to grab this magnesium. And the seeds, man. There's a reason why there's no seeds anymore, guys. Anything that you see with a seed in it, you better swallow that seed whole.
Yes.
Straight
Say
up.
that again.
They taught us growing up to spit the seed out, and now you can't even find them shit. So
bugging.
They hide in the seeds. And what do you think is in those seeds?
Power.
Listen, let's do this horoscope situation. Let me run some birth charts on y'all, and then y'all start to understand. When you start to understand yourself, and my wife made a great point. She was like, it's people. When you get to the point where you can understand what your purpose is and what your story is, or where it should be, then it puts it all in perspective at that point. So now I'm like, damn, maybe I'm not meant to own, a billion gazillion, acres of land and all this rental, but maybe it's just not. It's just it really isn't that. If I choose to do that, it's because I'm moonlighting. But it's the pouring to my people. Yo, Wolf, man, log out that job, bro.
Straight up.
Though, man.
Yo, I'm trying. That's why I'm here right now, yo.
It's a means to an end, man. Just do what you got to do. Ain't no retiring over there. You know that already.
Just a moment in time
already.
That's
all.
Ain't there. Nah, that ain't it. But again, sometimes I wish I had a joint hit me every week. I ain't gonna hold you. Should be crazy. You make money in 4 months. That should be wild, man.
Yo,
it's not even all that though. I got bi-weekly. So they holding my shit.
Oh, they be holding it, right? They ain't making money with it too, right? They play that. They play that spy like no tomorrow before they pay you.
Yeah, my company, yo, they flipping it. They doing that.
Man, he can't even get it when he need it. They smart, man. But whatever. My battery about to die. I'm out. Yo, I love you.
Love you
All right,
too.
y'all. See
Love
you
all
later.
y'all too, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate the conversation for sure.
Sure.
Listen, man, just be light today, man. Don't make it more stressful for people already, man. Just if you're having a bad day, stay the fuck home, man. Go find some seeded watermelon. Shit good.
Yo, real talk. The numerology that the app told me today, yo, be cautious. Like it's all business day, but be cautious when it comes to injuries and enjoy the day. Just enjoy yourself. It says like above all things, just enjoy yourself. That's exactly what we doing today. That was the plan. Since I woke up, that's the plan. Today we easy.
The champ was up bright and early today, boy. So I know he ready to enjoy himself.
Word. 5:30 this morning. Let's get it. Oh man, yo, we need them teas.
They on the website though. And this was one of the first things I had created, but I literally wore this all summer 2 years ago. We went to Trump countries and all that shit. My wife like, you bugging. I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Dare one of these dudes.
Exactly.
I ain't saying nothing crazy in this thing.
Listen,
Nah.
y'all hit that.
Especially they're digging into our resources. You mentioned Haiti, and come on, don't even get started on Africa.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a lot. And then think about it. If we were closely connected to those countries, we would then have opportunity, even if we did decide to come to America, to have a plug, right? To then be a resource to people who needed things that work. And all the stuff in this land is all tied back to technology. So what does that come to? It comes back to energy, right? They need all this stuff to create energy. So I ain't saying nothing about the sauce that these guys have, but have you ever eaten food from some of these people? Shit different.
Definitely.
We do not vibe the same. The shit does not taste the same. They do not look the same.
How about they got better medicine than we do as a country? Let's start with that.
You know, I grew up just drinking all types of concoctions, man. Like,
Word.
for real. And that was the crazy part about that country. You don't have no high vaccination rate. You know, when they started to have the high vaccination rate, when the WHO started to come over there and they started to offer the government money, then everybody had COVID all of a sudden. Every death was being marked COVID.
Oh man, that COVID thing was a big run up. Oh my God. Big business
Still running it up. But
Let's
now, so
do
they got more
That's
stuff
a
coming
fact.
for us. So we got to take some up our nose.
They acting like they want us to do a live virus and shoot it up your nose.
Let me know how that go, man.
Like you're gonna get more
Straight to the
protection.
source.
I'm like, all these people is triple, quadruple boosted and still coming in COVID positive. I just sit there and laugh. I mean, it's driving me crazy is what it's doing. I'm like, that's all I do is say,
Man, why don't they just sell us a bubble, man? We just walk around in bubbles and just bounce off.
and now, but don't worry, because they really trying to get off some kind of monkeypox thing now. That's what they telling us. We got to start monitoring these people, and I just started laughing about that too. I'm like, y'all is off the chain with that. You're gonna be giving monkeypox vaccines to people.
That shit wicked out here, man.
Wow,
Like,
but this is part of it. This is all part of the Great Reset. All of this is all part of it. I'm telling you, they passing laws, they taking away your freedoms, they implementing certain things to keep you sick. They like really knocking people off, getting people out the way. It's like a lot of nonsense going on. Y'all listen, just make sure you detoxing, you eating right. You know what I mean? Make sure your fruits and vegetables got seeds in them shits. Eat the seeds. Fucking detox, drink water. You know what I mean? Like come on, yo. Let's just get your mind right.
I never used to get the flu shot. I work at healthcare. I used to always avoid it. I would tell them I got it from somebody else, or get one of my friends to sign off for me or whatever. But this year they was like the flu Nazi walking around. I'm like, nobody's gonna get the flu. We're all walking around here with a mask. You know, why do we need the flu vaccine? Nobody's getting the flu anymore. You don't get the flu, you don't get normal ear infection. Nobody's getting nothing. We walking around with a mask. You're making your immune system worse because these little things that you should get and your body should be able to fight off, you hindering it. Walking around with a mask all day long.
Straight up.
Our bodies were designed to fight off all these little viruses and these little infections. But you weakening your immune system by walking around with a mask all the time.
That's it. You ain't getting proper oxygen.
That's coming from a nurse practitioner, guys, man.
I agree.
All right, listen, I appreciate y'all. Everybody that chimed in. I enjoy this day.
My God.
I'll put the recording up.
Happy Sunday.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.